And good morning, Tennessee Valley. On this Monday morning, it is, oh no, it's one of those days that we always dread. It's tax day, April 15th. I hope you've done your taxes. If you haven't, you have until the end of the day, I believe. Not sure if the post office is going to be open later tonight to mail your tax returns, but hey, let's hope you did it before now. But it's April 15th, middle of the month. It's been an interesting month. We've had some interesting weather, as we always seem to do in April. And of course, we're just, 2 years away from the anniversary of the tornadoes that struck our area, April 27th of 2011. My name is Alan Mincy. I'm your host on this Monday morning. My co-host is Lou, Live United. We call him Lou. Actually, last show he had his big brother with him, Big Lou. We call him Little Lou and Big Lou. And one of these days we'll probably have one named Igloo and Lulu and all. But he's with me today. And of course, Live United is the theme for our United Way of Bradley County, of which I work. And want to say thank you to all who support us throughout the years. We're 75 years old this year, and we couldn't do it without the support of the community. Speaking of the community, this past weekend was, man, just chock full of things going on in our community. We had the Chalk the Walk. We had the race for cystic fibrosis over at Lee University. We had Green Day here at Cleveland State. We had the special severe weather awareness event down at Ace Hardware. Just all sorts of things going on this past weekend. And it's getting warmer weather, so that means a lot of other things are going on in our community, some of which we're going to be talking about on the show today. We have some folks representing Habitat for Humanity coming up this Saturday on the 20th. We have the Bike to Build event for Habitat for Humanity. We've got Annie Kenworthy and Brian Welch are going to come in and talk a little bit about that. And then, though it's not this coming weekend, but a couple of events that are coming up in the month of May, I believe. Is that correct? April and May, okay. But we have Gary Owenby with Life Bridges. And also Gary is with the Civitan Club, and we've got a couple of events that he's going to talk a little bit to us about. So an interesting show, an informative show, and we're going to have some fun too. You can't not have fun with Annie, Brian, and Gary on the show, and Lou, of course. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages with Annie Kenworthy and Brian Welch, Habitat for Humanity of Cleveland, so stay tuned.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
And welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning here on WTNB Charter Cable Channel 5. My name is Alan Mincy. Lou, we are host, co-host, and we have a couple of special guests, one of which is no stranger to this show.
Hello.
Annie Kenworthy. And Brian, who this may be the first time you've been on Tennessee Valley This Morning.
That is correct.
And we appreciate you getting up at 6:30 in the morning on a Monday morning to come in and be on television with us. Not everybody would do that.
Glad to do my part.
Fantastic. And not everybody would be working with Habitat for Humanity. And I know that you have a lot of great volunteers that work with you. So, thank you, Brian, for what you do there too. Asked Annie and Brian to come in because coming up this weekend, we have a very special event called Bike to Build. Mm-hmm. And rather than me try to explain what that means, because I know it's got something to do with bikes and something to do with build, which Habitat does.
I do.
Annie, tell us what Bike to Build is.
Thank you for calling it quickly. A lot of people have been asking if it's the Build-A-Bike, or we're going to build a bike, and anyway, it gets very confusing. But This is actually our 4th year doing this event, and it is the 3rd year it has been sponsored by Toyota of Cleveland. So I have to give a shout out to Toyota. They've been incredible partners with us, and we're just so excited. It's definitely crunch week. There's still some details to iron out, but the roads have been marked. I'm not sure if you've noticed that or not. The roads have been marked already, but the big day is this weekend. Bike to Build is just a community event for bike riders of all levels to come out and support Habitat by riding a bike. In fact, there's been a little slogan that says, ride a bike, build a home. But there's a 100K, a 50K, and a 20K, all of which will go toward, the fundraising will go toward the building of a Habitat home.
Help me out. I'm still old school, so I don't know kilometers from anything. In terms, it's sort of like a lady who is getting ready to have a child, and she goes, I'm 17 weeks away, and it's like, I don't tell me in months, tell me in miles. What is that about mile-wise?
Okay, the 100K is about
64 miles.
I'll let you go ahead, Brian.
Okay.
100K is 64 miles, our longest ride, which is, if you're an avid cyclist, not bad at all. The 50K is 34 miles, and the 20K is just over 13 miles.
Okay. And you say the roads are already marked?
Yes, we have another incredible volunteer. His name is Jeffrey Garrett, and he was given the task of going out on the routes and spray painting the roads to let the riders know where they need to go to stay on track. So
okay. So I'm not participating, but I may be driving those, or I don't necessarily drive the roads. My understanding is it may be going down Harrison Pike.
There's
so I don't drive that road. So tell us what the route is for this race.
Well, that's actually the past 3 years have been the same. This year we've taken the routes and reversed them, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but I'm told by avid cyclists that it is a different experience, because I think on the 100K last year they had this ginormo hill to go up at the very end of their route. This year they're going to hit it at the very beginning, which makes for a whole new feel for the riders. And also, as Brian just whispered in my ear, it's a lot safer. There was a route that they had to cross over a certain area where they did it twice, one going and one coming. So this year we've eliminated that problem by reversing the route, so everyone will just do that part one time.
Okay.
In fact, they're also posted on the website also, each route, if they will find those.
Well, this is a great opportunity to tell us the website. How do we get there?
You will go to habitatofcleveland.org, all spelled out, habitatofcleveland.org. Click on the events tab, and that will bring you to the Bike to Build page. And there'll be another tab that says maps. Click on maps. And that is also where you will register if you have not already. You still have a week to do it. So habitatofcleveland.org, click on registration.
That was what I was going to ask. Is it too late to register for the Bike to Build?
Typically, this is the time when most people register because they don't know their schedules. People have jobs. Some travel from Knoxville, some come from Dalton. So this is the week that they take time. So we anticipate a lot of people going there and registering this week.
Okay. My understanding from some of the things I've read and talking with Matt Carlson, and actually I think my boss, Matt Ryerson, is going to be riding in it. He's ridden in it before. But you've got some special guests that are coming down as well.
We do.
Or coming up. I can't remember if they're coming up or down.
Both actually. We're calling them our celebrity riders.
Who we got?
Brian, I'm going to let you take over.
Well, first of all, Saul Raisin, and just in a summary, Saul Raisin is a world-renowned cyclist, but he also raced with Lance Armstrong and one of the few people to beat Lance Armstrong in a time trial. Had an accident, brain injury, and so he's no longer able to ride. He's from Dalton, and he has a foundation, raisinghope.org. He'll be coming up and one of our celebrity riders, and he has promised to ride at the pace of all the people who want to ride with him.
Okay.
I'll let Annie tell you about the other.
So rather than be out ahead of all the rest of us.
Sure.
Okay, I got you.
And I believe he's riding in the 50K, correct?
50K.
Okay. The other celebrity rider's name is Hector Picard. And Hector actually came to us through PCL, People for Care and Learning. They've partnered with Habitat this year as sponsors of our water bottles. Also, Scott's Bikes joined on board, and Toyota of Cleveland as well. But anyway, Hector is coming via Fred Garman, and he is an incredible guy, has been a motivational speaker and triathlete for years. But it's incredible because Hector actually endured a very serious accident at work, causing him to lose both of his arms. Oh. So when you think of triathlete, that's swim, bike, run, and Hector does it all, and with record speed. He's an incredible dude. He's all about not giving up on hope and offers encouragement to those who may be down on their luck or have experienced other life events that have been difficult for people to endure.
How inspirational is that?
He is very. I cannot wait to meet this guy. I've just heard of him, emailed a little bit, but.
Now they're going to be riding. Will they be doing any kind of a talk to the participants or anything?
Yes, there's actually early rider registration that occurs on Friday evening before the event, and we encourage all riders to come out this Friday to meet and greet Hector Picard, and you will also, of course, Saul will be there, but you'll pick up your goodie bags and get all your routes and things like that. Answer any questions, but that's an opportunity to meet Saul. I think he's actually bringing his book, is he not?
He is, for signing and for photo ops. So.
Yeah, it's called Tour de Life. So he'll be there for a book signing, and Hector as well.
Super good guys, both of them.
I think last year didn't the race originate from Century Village?
That was the first year.
First year,
yeah,
okay.
It was really cool. But it was neat to start at the neighborhood for which we were building for.
Okay.
A really incredible experience. But as you can imagine, the logistics of parking and all of that was a nightmare. So we were thankful for that opportunity. But we've moved on to Bradley Central High School, so it will start and end there.
The event has grown so large, and we also provide a meal, post-meal, and just different things that made it work a little easier to have it at the high school.
Okay, what kind of numbers are we looking at? I know there's still time to register, but based on what we've had in the past, how many riders do you expect?
Well, we're hoping for over 200 riders this year. There is a lot going on this month, as you just mentioned. So we're thinking, and we also got rid of early rider registration. We just made a flat rate this year. If you want a cotton t-shirt with the cotton package, that is actually $40 for registration, or you can upgrade for an additional $15 to our VIP, and that is a dry fit t-shirt. You get the free lunch, fully assisted ride, a water bottle, tons of little goodies in your goodie bag, a zippered tote bag, all that good stuff.
And one of my favorite things this year, we're having massages for the riders.
Ah.
So even if you come and just ride a mile, you can get a massage.
That sounds like
Just for you, though.
a mile. I'll tell you that might be pushing it for me. And as such, if I don't feel comfortable riding in the event, or maybe I am an avid bicyclist, but I've just sustained a calf injury or something like that, you're not going to turn down a monetary donation for somebody who's not riding, I'm sure.
Brian?
No, by
No,
no
I didn't think so.
In fact, let me tell you,
Absolutely
if I may, real quick, we also have another division aside from the celebrity riders called Spirit Riders. And Spirit Rider was designed from last year. Two gentlemen, one a good friend of mine who passed away, another good friend of mine who sustained a bike injury and is no longer able to ride in the bike to build, who has not missed a year. So the theory behind it is celebrity rider is great. You can ride with them. If you don't want to do that and don't want to ride in a ride, you can sponsor a ride or a rider in honor or in memory of someone.
Great.
That's also on the webpage if you go through and find the tabs also.
Okay. Fourth year, I understand.
year.
What's been our age range? Have we had some folks that are, have we have teenagers or even younger?
We
It's
do.
all across the board.
It's all across the board. We had one last year. There was a bicycle made for two, but the second portion of it at the end was big enough for a little kid.
Okay.
It was hilarious. It was cute as ever. We've seen them with, training wheels. They didn't make it all the way, of course, but pom-poms out the side, whatever you want to do.
How about old? What's your oldest competitor?
We had a guy in his
Well,
80s.
82 years old last
82.
year. Yeah.
I hate to say competitors because you're really not competing against each other.
No, it's just a
you're all
ride.
working together for a common cause.
People have personal times they try to achieve, but that's welcome.
And if while during the route you get tired, you can make a pit stop at one of our SAG stops. That stands for Support and Gear. Fancy, but there's tons of peanut butter and jelly. There's water, Gatorade, you name it. Just fuel.
But you have to
food.
ride. You can't just come
Can't just
over for
hang
a
out.
quick massage
No.
and then get a peanut butter sandwich.
And two, just real quickly, we have the rides are set up. There is a lead car and then a follow-up car, and those have mechanics with them. We have the emergency folks there with us, ham operators. If you have trouble with your bike during a ride, we're there to support during the ride. Or if you can't ride anymore, we can get you back to where you need to be. And we also encourage families to come down at the high school, and if they want to wait for their loved one that's riding or a friend, then there's plenty of room for that also. But we encourage them, if we may, to come down and line the finish line so they can cheer on the riders as they come in. That's super important.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah, do you have any teams? I heard you mention Lance Armstrong, and you think about these teams of bicyclists. Do you have any? And I know that Walker Valley has a bicycling program that they do. Do you have any teams that ride together?
We do have some teams. There's one called the Killer Bees that comes out every year.
Yeah.
We just got registrations last Friday for Check Into Cash has a huge team coming out.
And
There's
some will sign up this week. They wait till the last moment also.
Right, they do.
And lots of teams.
Shame
yeah.
on you, but they do.
And I'm sorry that I'm asking questions that I should know the answers to, but do you have any just wild people that decide, I'm going to participate and I'm going to dress up like Peter Rabbit or a clown or a cowboy or anything?
Matt Carlson.
No, that's the way he normally. That's the way he
No,
normally
really, his
dresses.
face just
you
looks
know.
like that. No,
But,
not so much riders, but the turn directors do. Turn directors are a very instrumental piece of making this event happen. They allow the riders to stay on track by standing at a corner and with a sign that's painted on their course. Says left or right.
Every
But
turn,
sometimes
every
they
turn.
dress up and get all crazy. In fact, my favorite turn director story is one that has a huge pickup truck. And rather than standing there with his sign all day, his name is Andy Anderson. Hey, Andy.
Oh, we know Andy.
You know
Yes.
Andy Anderson?
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Well, he gets his big old truck out there and puts his lazy boy recliner in the back of the truck, kicks back and says left. He's incredible. But that's the way to do it if you're going to do it.
This sounds like such a fun event.
It is.
Whether it was even for any purpose, just a fun event
Oh,
for
yeah.
everybody to have a good time. But let's not forget that this is for a special purpose, and that is to raise funds for Habitat for Humanity.
That's right.
About what does an event like this bring in for, and what do you use that money for?
Well, last year we grossed in the 60,000s, and we're very blessed to have that amount. And we've had lots of donors that have come in again this year and sponsors. And of course, it goes toward the building of a Habitat home. Actually, we call it the Bike to Build home.
Okay.
And the homeowner this year actually did what we call a hard hat tour 2 weeks ago, and her name is Mary Gibson, and her son Justin. They're the home recipients of the Bike to Build home. absolutely incredible family. Those two, go ahead.
Before you go into too many details
Okay.
about Mary and the family, because I want you to come back and talk a little bit about this family.
Sure.
And also about some of the things that we've seen through the years with Habitat. I was there for the first build, and never realized it was ever going to get over 100 homes, and we've hit 100 and passed 100. So let's come back after these commercial messages, talk a little bit about more about Habitat for Humanity of Cleveland in general. So we'll have Annie and Brian back after these words with more about Habitat. So stay tuned.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat-screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
And welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning. On this Monday morning, Alan Mincy, your host, with Annie Kenworthy and Brian Welch with Habitat for Humanity. And before we get started, we love the folks who do the commercials that pay the bills here for WTNB and for Tennessee Valley This Morning. And a lot of them are our local car dealerships who do a great job. But I gotta give a shout out to Annie because you probably are looking at her and say, she looks familiar, or that voice sounds familiar. And Annie is the spokesperson for Toyota of Cleveland. So we got a shout out for that too.
Yes. Hello, Toyota of Cleveland. People you can believe in. Just $149 a month.
And of course, it's not bad either that they're a sponsor for.
It doesn't hurt at all. No.
But they sponsored before you were ever.
Oh yes, of course. That's of course where the relationship began for me. But
exactly.
Right.
But thought we'd throw that out there
thanks,
just
Alan.
in case
Yeah.
somebody was looking at her and going, "She looks familiar." Now, Brian, a lot of folks are looking at you and thinking that you look familiar. But you know, I don't watch The Walking Dead, so I don't know which one of those zombies they.
I play various roles.
Okay. I wasn't sure which one it is.
And thank you for the compliment.
Oh, hey, it's a great show from what I understand. I could have said Duck Dynasty, but your beard's not quite long enough.
it's the goal, though. It's the goal.
Yeah, we're getting that. We're working on it.
Yeah, we work on it.
As we went to a break, you mentioned this family that is our next Habitat
Right.
for Humanity family, Mary
Gibson.
And tell me a little bit. I have yet to meet a Habitat family that is not just super excited
Yes.
about going into these homes. But tell us a little bit about this new family that will
Sure.
be going in.
Well, families definitely are the heart of what we do, and they are incredible partners. That's why we actually call them partner families, because of they're taking financial classes and budgeting classes and the sweat equity that they have to put into building their own home. And Mary Gibson could not be more proud of her home. She wants to know what's going on when, why are you in my house, what are you doing, why is that no-go there? I mean, she is on top of it. So she and her son, Justin actually has cerebral palsy and walks with 2 canes and has an incredible smile, very optimistic, very bright. He is, both of them work at a local restaurant here in Cleveland. And so they've worked very hard, and Mary is quickly becoming our spokesperson for Habitat, as she gave what we call a hard hat tour last week. And she just speaks from the heart. She's very sentimental about what she's receiving and knows the blessing that it is. And
Hard hat tour.
Hard hat tour, yeah. It's an under an hour event that tells all about Habitat. It's quick, it's uplifting, it's very to the point. It's a non-ask kind of event. So if you have free time over your lunch break on June 11th, please give me a call and I'll schedule you in for our next hard hat tour. We'll feed you and get you out of there under an hour. Okay. But we actually perform it at the job site, so you can see, feel, touch, taste if you want to, the Habitat house.
Where is Mary's house going to be?
Mary's house is actually in our newest subdivision. It's called Victory Cove.
Okay.
So off Southleaf Highway, you make a left on Victory Lane, and that'll get you into the new subdivision. Dairy Queen.
Victory Lane is just past the
Dairy
Queen.
That's
okay.
correct.
Got you. Okay. A quick cut through to go to Peyton's and
Right.
Coca-Cola and everything like
That's
that.
right.
Okay, fantastic. Is the house finished yet?
The house is under roof. It is, let me think about this. It's under roof. I think they're working on the sheetrock, or they were last week anyway.
Okay.
So.
What, I know we had a dedication for home number 100, and then somebody said, well, here's the family for 101 or something like that. And
Right.
I'm getting so confused with all
It's
these numbers.
true.
How far along are we? What house is Mary's house?
You know, it all runs together for me, but we were definitely well into the 100s. In fact, home 101 and 102 was a new adventure for Habitat. They are townhomes, the first of its kind for Habitat, and those are also in Victory Cove.
Okay.
So she's probably around 104, 105-ish, somewhere in there.
Well, now, how long have you been involved with Habitat, Annie?
I know, you're about to reprimand me, aren't you? I've been
No.
with,
I think it's
you
great.
should know. Well, I've been with Habitat over 3 years now.
Okay. Well, you weren't there from the beginning, so you
Right.
didn't get to see those first homes. But as we went to the break, and I mentioned that I was there when the first one was built. I think Starlet Circle or
Yes,
whatever it
that's
is off
right.
of Durkee Road.
Yeah.
I think they built 2 right there together. And man, that had to be. How many years have we had Habitat?
We are in our 23rd year. 23rd year.
That makes me feel very, very old.
You're tailing on yourself.
But very, very proud too that
Absolutely.
Sure.
that it started 23 years ago and it's continuing on.
And I sound like a broken record, but the staff is amazing. We can only do so much, and just like United Way, we're so dependent upon the volunteers and the donors and the sponsors of Habitat that make this possible.
And a shout out to the volunteers because April
Yes.
is Volunteer Appreciation Month too. So
It is.
definitely you can't do it without the volunteers. And I know when Gary comes up a little bit later and starts talking about the Special Olympics in Civitan, they have so many volunteers that help them out there as well. Brian, how long have you been involved with Habitat?
3 years also.
Okay.
And he saw me in a restaurant and said, I think you need to be involved. How could I tell her no?
Well, you can't tell Annie no, but once you got involved, how can you ever say no? I don't want to be
Agreed.
involved.
That's right.
So true. I enjoy it a lot, and I have a son who has a rare disease, and through that process for the last 7 years, a lot of people have been helpful to us, and I wanted a way to give back. And I'm in engineering and architecture and construction also as a vocation, so I thought, wow, this is great, and I love cycling also. So.
Okay. Well, so it all is working out with this event coming up, with working with Habitat. It's just, it is a great organization. And we were talking during the break about volunteers, and we mentioned this group from last year's event that Jeff's
Hope.
Jeff's Hope.
Yep.
A lot of folks in town may not know the story. Can you tell us a little bit about
Sure.
it?
In summary, a friend of mine I've known for years, Lee Miller, was married to Jeff Miller, and Jeff had a very rare cancer and passed away 6 weeks prior to Bike to Build last year. He had been involved in each one and had plans the year before. He was actually chemo the day before and still came out and rode. Wow. Super great guy. Passed away, and she wanted to take her energies and her efforts and his mentality, even though his passing, and put that into Bike to Build. So she did, and she did it with a vengeance. She came out there. They had the largest team ride, and you can see them on the website. It's the yellow shirts, and then she also was the top fundraising team for the year. In fact, the last Hard Hat Tour, I believe, Annie, they were there representing Jeff's Hope and part of the Hard Hat Tour. And they have a team again this year and are also putting a lot of effort into it.
Sort of say, have I not seen some of these folks also involved in building the houses?
They're very much so. You can go to the Habitat website, and they were there last weekend.
They were there last weekend.
Yep. And a lot of people there. So, and it's not just about the Bike to Build. There's a lot of people who love the cycle in this area. But what is pretty incredible that I love about it, they take those same energies they put into cycling and they go down there and work on the houses. And the camaraderie is just unbelievable.
Yes.
And it's a good experience.
Fantastic. I don't have much more time with you. Let's recap first about the Bike to Build coming up this Saturday.
April 20th.
And starts at?
We have 3 start times. First race starts at 7, second one starts at 8, third one starts at 9.
Is the first one the longest?
Yep.
Yes.
100K, 50K, 20K.
Okay. Starts from Bradley High School, you say?
And ends there.
And ends there. You can still register. And to do so, they can go to the website.
Habitatofcleveland.org, right?
Okay. Can they call the office?
Absolutely, 476-6947.
Okay. And you don't have to be the world's best biker to participate?
Absolutely not.
Okay. And both of you are going to ride? What happened? I'm betting both of you are going to be super busy that day.
I would love to ride, but we're so busy. That's a busy day.
Yes,
but
I'm the
gladly
MC for the day, and he's actually the course director, so he's like the controller over all of it.
Busy.
So.
I understand.
Would you care to ride on our behalf?
I have a bike at home that has 2 tires on it, but neither one of the tires have the ability to hold air.
I hate when that happens.
So I would have to go see Scott.
Yes,
or
go
Scott's
check him
bike
out.
and get some help there. One other quick thing, and I had Matt Carlson on not awful long time ago, but it was right after we lost our friend Jim Tucker. And you talk about volunteers.
Epitome.
You couldn't find a better man or a man who cared more about the community. And I don't want to let you guys go without saying something about Colonel Tucker. You met him through this, I'm sure, and we miss him very much.
Very much. He had such a spirit about him and really did set the standard for volunteers. He would just come and say, by the way, I got you a trailer donation. Really? Okay, well, and oh, by the way, here's a $10,000 check from so-and-so. Jim's efforts were always on. He was always mindful of the Restore and how to get more donors and sponsors of the Bike to Build. He was just so creative, very innovative in his thinking in terms of how to reach out and get more.
And he was there for the 100th dedication.
He sure enough was, and actually our dedication was on December 5th, and that was his birthday. So we were able to sing to him that day. It was really special.
That was great. We missed Jim, and Jim, we're still thinking about you down here.
Yes.
Because Habitat, Boys and Girls Club, United Way. I wouldn't doubt that he's probably worked with the Civitan Club and everybody in town somewhere
You wouldn't even know
during
it.
all these years. Guys, thanks for coming on the show. I know it's a busy week. If it was any other time during the day on Monday, I probably couldn't have got you in here. But even bikers, as dedicated as they are, they're probably out biking and not necessarily calling you to register at 6:30 in the morning. But I bet you you'll get some a little bit later today.
Agreed.
So thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
I'll try my best to be there. Whether I bike or not is debatable. But I just want to come over and see
We'd love it.
We'd love
the
to
folks
have you.
that'll be there.
Thank you.
Annie Kenworthy, Brian Welch, Habitat for Humanity, thanks for coming on. Don't forget Bike to Build this Saturday. We'll be right back after these messages. Gary, the world famous Gary Owenby, will be here on the show talking about many things coming up very soon. So stay tuned.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here. Doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning. On this Monday morning, April 15th, have you done your taxes, sir?
Yes, I have,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah. Hey, you got to do them. You got to do the taxes. I was lucky and did mine last week. I do my own taxes and send them off, and have yet to be audited or anybody come to see me.
But see, I don't have to mail them till the end of the day, I hope. And I hope the post office is late, like you mentioned earlier, open late, so I can go at the last minute.
Okay, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. You can tell we know each other pretty well. This is Gary Owenby, and it's almost hard to say where Gary is with or who he's representing when he's on TV or the radio or whatever. But as far as your job, as it goes, you work for Life Bridges.
Yes.
Tell me first, before we get into any events that are going on, what is Life Bridges, Gary?
Well, Life Bridges is an organization in Southeast Tennessee. It's been here since 1973. We serve the mentally and physically challenged. We began in 1973 as an organization called Hermes. And we became Bradley Cleveland Developmental Services. Quite a long name, too much of a mouthful to say. We shortened it somewhat to Bradley Cleveland Services. Then in February of 2011, we changed our name to Life Bridges, which is how we're known statewide and with all the organizations we deal with. And we serve folks all over Bradley County. We have some folks from Hamilton County and several from Polk County that come to Life Bridges, and we serve them. These are adults. They're out of school age, so we'll serve them every day.
About how many, what do I call them, clients? Do I call them
Clients
residents?
or service recipients.
About how many do you serve?
We have over 160 in the organization.
Wow.
We have them in different programs. We have an ICF program it's called for some folks. We have the CDC Comprehensive Development Center in one of the buildings down there on Old Chattanooga Pike, and we have our work center, which is where I spend most of my time over there, and we have folks split up between all those different services.
Okay. And for those of you that may not know exactly where they're located, the main Life Bridges is on Old Chattanooga Pike.
Old Chattanooga Pike, and that is down there below South Decoy Street. You turn at the cross over that railroad viaduct, hang a right there, go about a mile, and you'll see our two large buildings out there. It's a part of the industrial park across the railroad tracks out there beyond Coca-Cola and Jackson Chair and all those things there. And then around the community, we have over 30 properties where a lot of our clients live with us. They have no family or caretakers, so we're their caretakers, and we take care of them 365 days a year.
How long have you been with Life Bridges?
I've only been there, I'm a short-termer, I guess, the last couple, 2.5 years and so. And my sister, who has passed away now, she was a client there for many, many years.
Okay.
And we just keep rocking right along. We've got all kind of things going on.
I start to say, you've got a heart for this type of work. So
all of our staff do.
And when I say a heart for this type of work, Gary has also been involved with the Cleveland Civitan Club, who for as long as I can remember has been involved with Special Olympics.
Yes.
And we'll talk a little bit about that, but before we leave Life Bridges, you've got a special event coming up. I want to say May 3rd, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and that is the world's largest, well, I don't know if it's the largest, the world's best, it's the
best. It's
the best yard sale in the world.
That's right.
Or at least on Old Chattanooga Pike.
Well, it's as far as we know, it's probably the largest in Bradley County.
Okay.
We have over 500 employees. And on May the 3rd, which is a Friday, by the way, we will shut down our parking lots down there and clear that out a couple of days before that. It takes us about 2 days to set this thing up. And we'll get all of our employees out there, and we've got right now 2 trailer loads of items. I mean, everything. We've got more clothes than Walmart probably has out there, and we get those out, and we've got them all priced and hanging up nice and neatly, and we've got everything from pianos and music and boom boxes and televisions, all kind of furniture. I mean, you name it, we've got it. It begins at 8 o'clock on that Friday, so I tell folks, don't come too early, but don't come too late, because the selection will change rapidly as folks start showing up, and we had a throng of folks there last year.
I started saying it starts at 8 o'clock, and it's a yard sale.
Yes, it is.
You can expect people there at 6 o'clock in the morning and 7 o'clock and everything. We know how our yard sales go here.
Absolutely.
In Bradley County. And you mentioned the yard sale, and you mentioned your employees, so a lot of the items that are for sale are from your employees.
Yes.
But the public can donate.
Absolutely. We have, like I said, we had over 500 employees, and a lot of those will come and bring things. Like I took a whole truckload of things down there myself. Went through, did a little spring cleaning. It's a great time of year, as a lot of us are doing spring cleaning. Go through, see what you got in that basement, see what you got in that outbuilding, and just things that you no longer need, or maybe you replace it with something more modern and so forth. Maybe it's just out of style, but who cares? We don't care. We're going to sell that. And with that many employees and other folks donating things, well, we just have a lot of things to sell and offer to you. And if you have something that you would like for us to come and pick up, please give us a call. Our number is 472-5268. That's 472-5268, and we'll be more than happy to come and pick that up. But don't wait till the day before or the day of. Call us. That's going to be 3 weeks out, May the 3rd, so keep us in mind and let us know as soon as you can.
You got a little storage area down there that you can store things prior to this.
Well, it is pretty much full. That's why we've had to bring in trailers and offload it, and as we price it, put it into these trailers and get it ready to go to clear out the area for more items to come in, and we just keep every day. We've got a staff that's working on that and pricing it, putting it out there in the trailers and the outbuildings and getting ready for it.
Will some of your clients, your folks there, will they be able to be a part of this yard sale?
They are a big part of that. They come out and help us set up each day. They'll be there. They always like to bring their money and do their own shopping. Our staff will be there, so we have a lot of fun. It's a festive day. It's really a lot of fun. We've got some food and things we're going to sell for a small donation and everything, so we'll feed you. We'll take care of you. We'll have some tents set up, and we'll do everything we can to make it comfortable for you to be there, and it's going to have plenty of parking and everything, so join us for that great occasion.
Okay, and let's let the people know that Life Bridges is a nonprofit.
Yes, we are a 501(c)(3) nonprofit organization, have been since day one.
So all the money that they're raising there is helping Life Bridges continue to do the great programs that they do.
And a lot of that will go into our benevolence fund. We call that for our staff and for the service recipients that may have some financial issues that we can help them with, and it's a great way. Our major fundraising event for that benevolence fund is our yard sale there.
Fantastic. If you ever get a chance to be involved with Life Bridges, just give them a call. The folks down there are super nice. The people that are served there, you can't go down there and not get a hug.
Right.
We know that. But you've got Gary and Lucas and Diana, and I think even Royce is doing a little work doon there.
Yes, a little bit. You're right there.
Right. Well, that's he has to do a little because his wife works
he's
there.
a great
but Terry Kaywood and Ron
Chastain.
Ron Chastain, who a lot of you folks will remember from the days when they worked with the school system. So, you know how much they care about the kids, and they care about these special adults as well. So, if somebody wanted to come down and meet these kids, you'd let them.
Oh, yes. We have volunteers. Matter of fact, today in the work center there, we had some volunteers in there working, and we welcome those. We have a lot of folks that need some community service hours from various nursing things, students, the Tennessee Scholars Program through the Chamber of Commerce. Have a lot of those folks down there, and we keep track of their time and sign off for them, give them credit hours for that to graduate in white and things of that nature. So lots of reasons. We have neighbors that come in from the neighborhood that just want to come by and see us out there, and they want to help.
Fantastic. Hey, another thing, and I try to go back and when was the first time I met Gary Onby? I can't remember if it was through the radio stations when you were doing some broadcasting, or if it was through the Cleveland Civitan Club, and it may have been Civitan Club, but it's been a while. We've known each other we both had darker hair.
Yes,
and more of it. And more hair. But you have been involved with the Civitans and the Special Olympics for, I'm sure it's over 20 years.
Well, yes, it has been. And the Civitan Club, I'm not an active member right now, but we go back. That's where I think we probably first met there, or maybe through our radio work as well. But the Cleveland Civitan Club, this is the 20-something, and I'm not going to steal Anne Marie Brewer's. She's going to be here later this week.
Yep, she's coming on Thursday on Nancy Cation.
She can tell you all those facts and figures probably, but she's a very big part of that, and the Cleveland Civitan Club is a major sponsor. But it takes, as these folks who were here before know, a lot of volunteer time and a lot of volunteer help and sweat and all that. And we've got the Special Olympics coming up. That'll be April 27th, which is next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yeah.
And it'll be at Cleveland High School again. The events start at 9 o'clock, but if you want to volunteer, come on out early, sign up, get your assignment to work with some of our clients. Get your T-shirt. We'll have some snacks and things all day long at Cleveland High. They do a great job hosting us, and we've been there for many years. We've been at Bradley High. We've been at Walker Valley. Cleveland High seems to be the best place, the best venue for convenience and proximity to everyone.
Right, more centrally located.
And we'll be there about half a day, and we get wrapped up about lunchtime.
And like you say, volunteers are very important to this. Life Bridges has participating people in it.
I think we have more clients and athletes that participate. we have all the city and county schools, special ed classes from Polk County and other organizations around that have folks with special needs that can be there and come and sign up and register. They need to get registered as soon as they can because that's going to be here quickly. We were down there practicing today and going to be practicing tomorrow at Life Bridges there, doing the throws and softball throws and things like that. So it's a great event. They look forward to it every year, and it's just exciting, and everybody wins.
They do. Everybody gets a medal, and everybody gets a hug.
Yes, they do.
There's no doubt about that. And for someone who has followed it for many years, be there when it begins and watch them take the parade around the track. You can't imagine the number of smiles that you see from not just the participants, but the people who are walking alongside, because no kid is really, or I say kid or adult, is really walking alone. They're holding hands with somebody, and it's just such a special event. And then when they start participating, they love Ronald. I'm sure Ronald McDonald will.
I'm sure he will
show up. He always does, and bless his heart, he's probably the most unathletic clown I've ever met.
He hasn't won an event yet.
It's those big feet. He just can't run as well as those kids can. But and I still see some of the participants years later and remember them from the Special Olympics. So even if you don't get a chance to, if you don't want to volunteer, come sit in the stands and watch, and it'll touch your heart.
Yes, it sure will.
Quite a bunch. Hey, one other thing that you're doing now, Gary, since you have so much free time, is you're still doing sports.
Yes.
And you and Corky Whitlock are inseparable. You're almost like
Velcro.
Well, I was thinking more of sports announcers like back in the days of what we had? We had Milo Hamilton and Ernie Johnson.
Ernie Johnson, Milo Hamilton.
Yeah, in the old days, and Harry Carey and Steve Sloan and the folks like that. It seemed like you guys just go so well together, and you and Corky are doing baseball.
We are doing baseball on the Buzz 101.3, and it's been a great season for us so far. So a lot of good action going on around here. And Corky and I have been together so long, we can read each other's minds. He don't have to even ask me a question. I know and can anticipate what he's going to ask me before he ever does, and we work quite well together. I've been with Corky 23 years, I guess, 23 seasons, and Earl Rowan has been with him over 40 in football. So.
Well, I remember during football, it seems like Corky and Earl are in the stands, and you have become a sideline reporter. And I'm sorry, but Aaron Andrews and these other sideline reporters, they've got this look about them, and I just don't think of Gary Owenby in that frame. I just don't understand. But what's it like being down there on the sidelines?
Well, it's neat. You have to pay attention. There's lots of activity going on down there, and if you don't have a heads up, you may be seeing the trainer yourself. But do a lot of press box work, scoreboard, things like that, and then a lot of play-by-play in basketball season and in baseball. So it's been a good partnership for us.
When I worked at the radio stations, and I would be at the radio station hitting the buttons for the commercials, and it would be Gary and Corky doing a basketball game or something, and I would write down these little Gary Owenby-isms, I called them.
Oh, no.
And we were kidding when I was talking to him earlier about he would always use the term bunny shot,
right,
which is not quite a layup, but it's just about as close to shooting to the goal that you can be.
Right.
And then one of my favorites, and I guess it was Josh Hare, or how many Hares did we have?
Josh and Justin.
Justin, I was thinking. But they played for Bradley. And he'd always say a goal by Hare of the Bears.
Yeah.
And whenever you'd say that, I'd just start laughing, going, Hare of the Bear. So, but you guys do a great job. Were you a basketball player, or were you a sports guy when you were growing up?
Look at me.
Okay.
I'm 5'7" and a white guy. Who thinks I can play basketball?
Okay. Well, back then, you could have been a Walter Payton.
I still have 4 years of eligibility left. Put it that way.
Okay. So. Anybody wants to have Gary on their team?
Full scholarship.
Yeah.
Right,
just give them a call. Call Life Bridges. They enjoy a nice joke down there. So if you'd like to call and talk to Gary down there. Gary, you've also been involved with us through United Way over the years and everything like that. So you have really given a lot to our community, and for me, I want to say thank you for all that you do. What's next for Gary Owenby? I've got you on here. I'm just gonna, because you're still a young chicken.
Well, thank you for that comment, man. I'm still plucking, you know.
There you go.
I don't know, really. There's a lot of things out there I'd like to do. I still intend to work for quite a bit longer and everything. But I always enjoyed my work at Life Bridge. I enjoy that now at United Way. That's another one of those things that gives you so much in return for what you do for the community.
Yeah, we want to get you back involved a little bit more than you have been recently. You know, you've been... And it's hard because you're so spread out doing so many different things.
Well, maybe we can work something out there. I was on the road for so many years, you know, and traveling all day and never in town, so I've had to give up some things there. But United Way is one of those rewarding type things that you work with, and you can see exactly where your efforts are going to, just like with Life Bridge down there. It's a very rewarding place to work, and it's an outstanding opportunity, I think, for a lot of folks to give back to the community. And everybody can give something back. A lot of folks say, well, I don't have time. Yes, you do. You got as much time as anyone else. And I think everyone needs to look in their heart and see what they can do for the community.
Will we see you at the yard sale?
Oh, I will be there every day, all day, sweating and selling and all that, and helping with whatever we help to load and things like that. And so we'll have a great time there, and you'll see me at the Special Olympics. Matter of fact, Luke Queen and I will be on the PA giving the play-by-play of that.
Right.
Luke and I have sort of opted that the last 2 or 3 years, and it's become an annual thing we look forward to.
Well, I know that Mayor Rowland has been involved in the past, too.
Yes. Oh, every year. He wasn't up to 2 or 3 years ago, and he had to be out of town, I believe it was, for something, and Luke and I stepped in, and I saw Tom not long ago. He said, well, guys, it looks like you just taken over for me, and he said, I've served my tenure there, and we enjoy doing that.
It's a special event, and that is coming up on the 27th.
Yes.
Cleveland High School, starting at 8 o'clock. No?
Starts at 9 o'clock, but we need folks to get there a little early to get organized and get the parade formed and things of that nature, and just come on out early.
Fantastic. May 3rd for the yard sale for Life Bridges. If you've got anything that you want to donate, if you need a pickup or anything, that number one more time.
472-5268.
Gary, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's always fun to get the old group together. I had Corky on several months ago, and it was fun to have Corky and Tom on at the same time. So, but we may get you and Corky on again sometime together. So, we've had a great show. Gary Owenby, Annie Kenworthy, Brian Welch with Habitat. I hope that you learned something. Hope you participate and go to a lot of these events. Until then, I'll see you in a couple of Mondays. So, have a great day. Get your taxes in today, okay? Bye, everybody.